Hi, everyone. Welcome. And I hope everybody is doing well today. Have you ever had someone tell you that you're too sensitive, you're too emotional, you're too intense, right? Or maybe you're just too much, right? Or not enough, right? So when you have people tell you that, be like me, turn it into a talk or a TED Talk. Sometimes we get in situations where we end up with people that don't appreciate what we bring to the table. I used to think something was wrong with me, and maybe I didn't work like everyone else. Maybe it was just something just not connecting. And then I realized I wasn't broken. I was in beta testing, if you know what that is. But what it is, it's a neurodivergent brain. And this is by design, not by congenital. And sometimes when we think of neurodivergent brain, body, we think of mostly something you're born with. But a lot of times we acquire this if we've gone through a lot of stuff, a lot of trauma, transformation, and we're in a different stage of our life. So it changes our brain to where we either have PTSD, we could have ADHD and we never had it before, we could have anxiety, we could have depression, all kinds of different neurological things going on. And we don't realize what's really going on because of the things that we have gone through, right? Have you ever had a bad business deal or a bad business partner or somebody that things just didn't work out? Guess what? You're not alone. A lot of people go through that. And when you have things that happened in your past that aren't rainbows and unicorns, sometimes we feel like it's always me, not things not working out for you. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's the people that you surround yourself with. And that makes a huge difference on your life and your goals and the support you get. Have you ever started, like I said, a business with someone that you trusted and you were going through a little bit of a storm and they decided to leave you high and dry? And sometimes people do that, and it's just who they are, right? And you have to trust your gut and always have a backup plan, especially when your partner, business or relationship, has a yacht and you're still making vision boards. Something's wrong with that picture, right? So when you go into business with somebody, start a relationship with somebody, you have to make sure you share the same vision. Unfortunately, mine included ethics. Some people's don't. So you just got to be careful and learn from your mistakes and know that your mistakes make who you are. That's why I'm going to be talking to you more about neurodivergency in women and how we can biohack our way back to bombastic selves, a mediocre life. We were made to thrive. We were made to do so many cool things in this life. And if we're constantly battling issues all the time, life shouldn't be so difficult. It should be fun. It should be light and airy. It should be, let me help someone and see how I can make a difference in this life and still have a good time and still have fun. And that's how it should be. Sometimes our bad decisions in life bring us to the next venture of our life that could be more fulfilling, more rewarding, and more of who we are. If you got in a bad situation and it cost you a lot of money, a lot of trust, and sometimes your own self-worth, because when you get into a bad situation and you're looked upon as the joke, you have to show them the joke's on them, right? And pray for them. But you can't be offended either. I'm going to bring a little bit of scripture in here, which I usually don't, but I'm going to do it today because this is about an offended heart, right? We can't be offended. And the biggest thing is you just have to take the offense and pray for them. There's two scriptures. There's Matthew 18:15. It says, if your brother or sister sins, don't Go to the point of you don't have to point out their fault. Just between the two of you, you don't have to point it out. You don't have to point it out. You just talk to them rationally. And if they listen to you, then you've won them over. Sometimes people don't listen to you. And that's part of life, right? It is part of life. And life can be a little crazy at times, right? And when it's crazy, like we're going through some really crazy stuff right now, it's okay to not know the answers. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to know that God's got our back no matter what. And another thing is Matthew 18:21 and 22. When Peter came to Jesus and said, Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother or sister who sin against me? And this doesn't mean your brother or sister. It could be friends, family, acquaintances, whoever. And it says, he said, up to 7 times, Jesus answered. I'll tell you, not 7 times, but 77 times. So you keep forgiving people. People do you wrong, and people will do you wrong. And that's just part of life, right? That's part of life. And you just can't dwell on it, and you can't have an offended heart. Because if you have an offended heart, you're going to have a sad heart and a heavy heart. And I know because I've gone through that. When people talk about you and talk to you like you are a joke, you just have to show yourself and know that they have no idea who you are, right? And just keep pushing forward, because every one of our situations in life, the bad, the good, the ugly, we all carry these stories. We've had failed relationships. There are some people who have had no failed relationships, right? That have had marriages that last 40, 50, 60 years. And there are some people that have had business partners for that long too. But real life, things happen. Financial situations flop. Trusting the wrong people when you really think that somebody is a good person, and you come to realize, oh my goodness, what did I do? I should have saw the red flags. You weren't paying attention. That does happen. Just tell your story. Let your story be the catalyst, okay? Let the story that you're telling be the catalyst to the next phase of your life, right? And use the lesson, but don't wear the shame. Do not wear the shame. I refuse to wear the shame. They could say all kinds of things, look in my face and laugh at me, but if they knew the true story, yeah. When people don't know what they don't know, then they either have to make fun of somebody or ridicule or criticize. Your past behavior doesn't cancel your future value. And believe me, I've made some wrong choices in the past because I was very unaware. I was not aware of what I was doing. I got put in really horrific situations that I should have never been put in. But when you trust people and you're not thinking clearly, you're going to be very vulnerable. And that's where we really have to stick together and have mentors and coaches and people that have our back, not people that want to crush us like a bug so they can take our position or our husband or our house or our cars, right? And there's people out there, they'll do anything for a car. They'll do anything for a house. They'll do anything for a husband, right? It's scary. That's scary stuff. It really is. But you have to look at, that's on them. It's not you, it's on them. So reclaim your power, be a mentor for others. Let them know that what you went through is a catalyst to help them not make the mistakes you did because you were vulnerable and you were bamboozled. Embrace your flaw self, because we're not all perfect, and know that you're still in progress. Maybe you've been in progress 10 years. So what? Some people take longer. Some people take longer, especially with the neurodivergent brain that you acquired from life experiences. You're not slow. You're not stupid. You just have had some experiences that are above and beyond, what most people can even comprehend. And it's okay, because that's what made you who you are. And you can forgive. Some people do really bad things in life, but you can forgive and you can move forward and use it as a catalyst to your next place in your life, right? But you can't stay stuck in it. There's no way. Don't stay stuck in it. Believe me, I know, because I am a living example, right? And when you make a bad decision, own it. Own it. Do I own it? Yes, I own it, because I screwed up because I was unaware. I was unaware. But there were certain decisions I had no choice. I was forced. There were decisions I was forced, okay? But there were other decisions that I was unaware. It goes both ways. And you just have to let it go and speak your truth and apologize and say, I'm sorry, I screwed up. But I'm not blaming anybody. This is what happened. I'm not blaming us all. But there were things that happened that led me to the decisions I made. So we're all carrying stories, like I said, and we just have to take our story to the next phase of our life, right? And you got to remember what neurodivergent is, okay? Let me tell you a little bit about neurodivergent brain, especially women, right? You could have all kinds of symptoms and you think that something is totally wrong with you and you have mental illness, right? And honestly, you could have acquired some mental health challenges from what happened to you. Like I said, anxiety, PTSD, ADHD, even autism. We can biohack. We can biohack, right? And we can turn it into a good thing, right? A great thing for everybody. So that's why I'm here. And I'm not done. I'm not through. I'm rising again, and so can you. So if you've fallen, my friend, don't fear the fall. It's just Earth's way of making you tall, right? Those who rise from where they've been don't walk, they glow from deep within. This life is not built, but showing up again each day and night with hope held close and fear in tow, still willing somehow, still willing to grow. I've learned that broken isn't bad. It means I've had the kind of fight that scars your skin, yes, but also carves the strength from within. God bless you guys. Have a beautiful day and never stop fighting for yourself. God bless.